Good evening, everybody. This is James Kent from MBA Admissions at CEIBS in Shanghai. Thank you for joining us for the second in our In Conversation webinar series. Today, I'm joined by the Senior Manager of our eLab at CEIBS. I'm very happy to welcome Mr. Daniel Wang to share a little bit about how we do entrepreneurship at CEIBS and also about how the eLab supports budding entrepreneurs and startups as part of the CEIBS MBA program. I hope you enjoy. Welcome, Daniel.
Thanks, James. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Daniel Wang, and I'm right now in charge of CEIBS eLab. I'm very happy to share with you all the things related to CEIBS eLab and also the entrepreneurial things you're interested in today here. And a little bit about myself. I'm a CEIBS MBA 2017, which means that I joined CEIBS in 2015. And I should graduate in 2017, but because of my startups, I graduated actually last year. Yeah, I deferred my studies. So a little bit about my background. I, like a lot of you guys, when I joined CEIBS, I came from a very professional-oriented background. I worked in different companies, two different groups for 8 years. The first group is a French family business. It's actually been there for more than 150 years. I worked there for 5 years, 3 years in China and 2 years in Europe. And after I left that company, I joined the Fortune 500 companies, American one, and I do basically project management for my clients. Most of them are giant corporations. And in 2015, I quit the company and I started my own startup. And that was like half a year before I actually started my CEIBS courses. So after I joined CEIBS, I was so lucky that I was involved in the establishment of CEIBS eLab. CEIBS eLab is short for CEIBS Entrepreneurial Laboratory. So in Chinese, it's 中欧 eLab 创业实验室. So I was so lucky that I was involved in the creation of eLab in 2015. And in the past 4 years after 2015, I started 3 startups of my own, and I exited all 3 of them. And after 2018, after I sold my first 2 companies, I started to be a entrepreneur or startup coach to family business, second generations of the family business. I support them to do their internal incubation or the innovation of their established companies. And in 2019, I heard that there was an opportunity that eLab needs someone to be involved with its further operation. So I was talking to school, and because without eLab, I wouldn't really do my own startups at the very beginning in 2015, actually, I mean, fully. So I was so grateful, and I was so grateful to CEIBS, especially CEIBS eLab. Of course, it's part of an MBA program. So it was, in 2015, it was like, I was lucky to be involved in the creation of eLab. And in 2019, which is last year, I was so honored to be back, to be in charge of CEIBS eLab. So that's more about myself. And my startups, the first startup is actually a PR firm. Okay. The second company is related to F&B, food and beverages. And my third company, it is a co-incubated brand with the listed company. It is social e-commerce. Okay. So that was my 3 startups. So to sum up, that was about my interaction with CEIBS MBA program, and also how I was involved with eLab at the beginning, and how it is going to be continuing. Sure. Yeah, sure. That was If that answers your question,
Yeah,
James?
fantastic, Dan. So it's a great start, and I have to say, many people are very happy to have you back, and as you
Thanks.
say,
It's my honor.
Been very successful with your entrepreneurship, and you've been a coach to other entrepreneurs as well. So it's great that you're back at the eLab where it all started. So to speak.
It's my pleasure.
So obviously we're in Shanghai right now. We're on campus, and about a 2-minute walk away from here is our eLab, our entrepreneurship lab. So maybe paint us a picture and introduce, what is the eLab and who is it designed for?
Yeah. Okay. As I just mentioned, CEIBS eLab is actually short for entrepreneur laboratory. So first is for entrepreneurs. Second is when we talk about laboratory, we can imagine things about experiments. And here in CEIBS, especially in the CEIBS MBA program and also eLab, we really reinforce the concept, which is also emphasized by Prof. Wang, that we want to do experiential entrepreneurship. So which means that, of course, you learn a lot about entrepreneurship in the class, and also you want to try, right? So CEIBS eLab here, we are designed for people with innovative ideas. It's either entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship mostly means that you start from very basic. You start from 0 and want to make it to 1, and later on you want to make this 1 to 100, right? And also we are highly involved with entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship usually means that you are trying to do some innovative idea, tryouts in established companies, or you want to do maybe your own company's internal innovation or incubation that we call entrepreneurs. So eLab is full of projects, either entrepreneurial or entrepreneurial. So we are designed to help these people very in-depth service. But we also help people with the idea about innovation in the future or in a relatively midterm of their career or in their life. We give them, knowledge, methodology, and we also give them networking opportunities, and also we facilitate their business if they are doing something in practice. So to answer your question, to put it in short, CEIBS eLab is designed for everybody that you will be involved with the CEIBS MBA program. And when you are closely with the entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship as a practitioner, will be help you in a very in-depth method. And if you are just generally interested in entrepreneurship, for example, you want to look for a job in the ecosystem entrepreneur, or you want to be involved in a entrepreneurial startup company, we are also there to give you the connection and also give you the opportunities to be connected to the ecosystem.
I see. Okay, fantastic. Thanks for that comprehensive summary. I also like what you say as well. It's there to design to help people that, similar to you, are coming from maybe corporate or a family business, but have their own entrepreneurial ideas, and you can help them kind of turn it into something a bit more tangible. Right. So we also have online, I think, quite a few of our inbound students that will be joining the MBA in October of this year.
Welcome, by the way.
If you can remember back for yourself, obviously a few years ago now. So, and I think that, we get a lot of questions in admissions about, okay, I'm interested in entrepreneurship. How exactly can I be involved in the eLab? So maybe talk us through, some practical things for the inbound students. What can they do to kind of be involved in that setup?
Okay. I can answer this question from two aspects. Okay. The first aspect is that if you really want to be involved in eLab operations, you will have one kind of set of options. And the other perspective is that if you want to be so-called served by eLab, that's another pack of opportunities. So I will talk about the first one. The first one will be if you really want to be involved in eLab operations. For example, eLab as a community of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs eLab as an incubator for CEIBS MBA entrepreneurs. In this area, we need operations on events, courses, and also when we do so-called in-depth service, we need people to manage the project for the people who are trying, for the practitioners. So if you want to be involved in eLab's operation, my recommendation would be you get to eLab as soon as possible, because usually we screen about 10 to 12 people, our current batch students, to help eLab on different aspects of operation. For example, marketing and events, development of different set of partners, like investors are highly involved with entrepreneurs, and also we need partners to facilitate our entrepreneurs' projects. So these partners, this is one area, and also we have the area to manage all the either entrepreneurial or intrapreneurial projects. So we need project managers for entrepreneurial projects. We need project facilitators for entrepreneurial projects. So we need the team members. If you want to be involved in eLab operation, I would recommend you to connect with us as soon as possible. We will learn about your expertise. We'll learn about your interests, and we'll see how to make you part of the operation and eLab. This is one area. The other area is if you are a practitioner or if you are an entrepreneur. Let's say, how do we define practitioners and entrepreneurs? When we say practitioners here, I mean, practitioners and entrepreneurs have many definitions on book, maybe. But here, we define practitioners as people who are looking for opportunities to put their innovative ideas on the ground. And the entrepreneurs, usually we say they have an entity or they have a very solid team already to extend their business. So either you are a practitioner or you are an entrepreneur, we have different areas of service to get you exposed to the ecosystem. So the first area will be we have a course, right? Right now we call it TEC, which is a Technical Entrepreneurial Camp. We can discuss about that later.
Sure.
And this is a course, and also we will have a lot of sharings, which is related to methodology, which is academic, to help you have the methodology part of entrepreneurship. So this is the first area of service. The second area of service is that we will have a monthly eLab tailor-made event for the entrepreneurs and the practitioners. In this event, we'll have the opportunity to visit the company together with a sharing session of a few related entrepreneurs. And also the third part for this service will be that we will have a very close discussion session with all the eLab projects and eLab ecosystem partners. The third area will be what we call in-depth service, which is we want to facilitate our project's business. So that might involve like we introduce investors, like James. We were discussing about what these lovely incoming students will be interested in. Sure. Probably money, okay, the food, right? to support your startup will be one of the area that will be very interested in. So we will help you to connect to the community of investors, which gives you a better chance to get correct money, okay? Because when you're talking money, you're not only talking about the amount of the money, but you're also talking about the quality of the money, which means that what resources are behind this money, right? So this is probably one in-depth service direction. And also because we have more than, we have close to 30,000 CEIBS alumni. These are very smart business people. They are in different areas of businesses around the world. So these people would be willing to hear about your startups, and they will be pleased to help you if your business have a real connecting point, right? And also maybe when your company is little, you want to find like a solid business partner, an equity partner, or when your company are growing bigger, you want to have more employees. So these can be also the areas we can facilitate on.
Sure.
So the first part is the course. The second part is the monthly tailored event. The third part will be in-depth service part. So these will be the connecting points as you ask with the eLab.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that's clear.
Yeah, it clear for me. I guess just to summarize it from my understanding. So if you want to be involved as a new student, there are two routes. There's the operational routes that you're supporting the eLab in terms of marketing or operations or project management.
Yeah.
But if you're an entrepreneur or a practitioner, as you say, then you can join the technology entrepreneurship camp.
Right.
There's the monthly events, and then there's this in-depth service that you have to, I guess, to really kind of add value to your business.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Maybe just do you have some examples of the kind of monthly events? What kind of companies are you going to visit?
Let me give you the most recent case, which is in June last month, June on the 6th. The event is we visited a company called Fengyuzhu. Fengyuzhu is one of the leading companies in the areas of so-called digital culture, which means that they make culture seen by you with a very creative way, right? Their case including World Expo in 2010, I think it's in Shanghai, right? In this year, actually, it should be in Dubai, but unfortunately, because of the virus, it's postponed to next year. And the Chinese pavilion of next year World Expo was designed and will be constructed by this company. So they're quite creative in this area. And we visited this company. They have all the cool stuff. You probably heard of eLab. eLab is from Japan. They have all the digital marketing things. And actually, this company introduced eLab to Shanghai. So they also have all the creations, all the arts related to digital culture. So we visit these companies to show our participants how do you innovate in this area. And we are also so happy to have asked the one of the senior management and also one of the people who is very experienced in this areas to share with our participants about how did they plan this and how did they actually put all these creativity into action. Okay, and also this is about the company visit part and also about the entrepreneur sharing part. And in the part of the eLab dedicated meeting, we have invited 10 partners, including Family Business Review, including the community for female entrepreneurs by Dong Mingzhu, which is the boss of Gree. And also we have so many other like pitching event, international one, Slush. We have introduced all these partners to be participating in this meeting to try to help our entrepreneurs in different areas. Okay, some can be the mentors, some can be the potential business partners. So we try to put all these resources together. It's sort of a mini ecosystem, so that our entrepreneurs, they can get different things that they really need.
I think it's interesting, and come back to what Professor Huan, our former associate director, really installed this balance between the academic rigor, which, as you say, is the technology entrepreneurship camp courses, and then, as you say, you've got these kind of hands-on experiential company visits.
Right.
And you say, obviously, about this community that has been built up over the time. It's not just our current MBA students, but also our alumni. One alumni that we have, Mr. Ari Fassman. I believe we have a video that we can share about his experience, who's originally from Israel, and hopefully my colleague can play the video. Ari.
I'm Ari Fassman. I'm coming from Israel. I've graduated from CEIBS in the year 2017. In a month from today, luckily, I'll be 5 years already in China and running. I love this place. Naturally, I chose to do an MBA at CEIBS because CEIBS is the best business school in all of Asia. In the last 3 years, I had a great experience of supporting international startups from Israel, from Europe, from the US, entering China as a market and supporting them on localization, on business development, on operations, on customer success, and working with dozens of companies, something that I'm extremely passionate by. When I was a student at CEIBS, I believe CEIBS was one of the only platforms in terms of business schools that offered substantial emphasis on entrepreneurship. So me choosing CEIBS was based on that. CEIBS, first of all, offered great lectures, great support on that. Second of all, CEIBS offered a lot of company visits to see and understand and to meet the people that already made it in their entrepreneurial journey. And the last part, CEIBS does offer a lot of exposure in a way in terms of working with eLab and understanding who are the players that are active in the ecosystem. If we're talking about the entrepreneurs themselves, then the investment community around it, and then of course the most important, the product or the service that your company is offering. So being in CEIBS offers you this exposure to all of those three major resources. As of the last couple of months, I'm starting my own venture, Chengdu Data. And the goal of this venture is to support a lot of international players of coming into China and supporting them on the data side of things. If you want to do business in China, you must go to the country that makes most sense, and you must go to the place that makes most sense. And CEIBS is definitely this place.
So that was Ari, as you said, a good friend of yours and also a fellow graduate of,
Exactly.
of the program, who's just about to start off on a new venture with Chengdu Data, right?
Right.
Quite exciting. We've got another video coming up a little bit later on, but let's go to the main question that I think a lot of people are asking. If there's an entrepreneur out there, who's got their idea, they want to come to business school like you did, start up their own business.
Right.
How can they get access to funding? How can they get access to funding? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So my honest answer will be that if you are running a good project or the team of the startup is really good, you can always get funding. No matter how bad the economy is, no matter how badly, or if you don't really need the money, there is still access. There's always access to investment. If either you run a good startup or you're a really promising team. My real suggestion will be that when you are thinking about funding, you have to step a little bit out of the CEIBS content, because CEIBS is a part of the business world, right? It's a business school, although it runs a lot of things commercially. But actually, when you are talking about seed funding or the very initial funding you want to get, you have to put yourself, your project, in the whole ecosystem of the business. Because actually, your consumers, your customers, probably won't buy your product only because you're part of CEIBS.
Sure.
I have to be very honest. We're talking about things in the entrepreneurial context, right? And also, you will not directly get seed funding or whatever only because you are CEIBS alumni. But what can CEIBS or CEIBS eLab bring you is that we can give you more access to the opportunities. This is the first thing, because CEIBS is really a community of diversified business people. So they come from different areas, and finance investment part is definitely a very strong part of CEIBS, right? So this is the first thing. We can give you more access to the investor community. This is the first thing. The second thing is when we're talking about entrepreneurship, startup, we cannot neglect that your luck, as we discussed earlier, it plays a very, very important role. It's kind of difficult and tricky, and there's no firm answer how to increase your luckiness. I think it's not so easy to do. Nobody has the real methodology.
Sure.
So that's difficult. But what we can help you is that we can help you to avoid more traps on the way. So if you already know that is probably a potential problem you want to avoid, and you pay more attention, and you put more resources to go beyond that, that actually increase your luck, right? That actually increase the success rate of your entrepreneur here. So in that way, my sharing part about the money is that you can probably have more chance to get your business running more smoothly, which will increase the opportunity that you get money. And also, for example, based on my own experience, I didn't really get any seed funding from CEIBS alumni, to be honest. But CEIBS ecosystem did bring me a lot of, I call seed customers, which means that they gave you more tolerance of failure at the very beginning of your business. They want to support you. And at the beginning, to my own experience, angel customers, or to say seed customers, are actually more useful than only money giving to you.
Sure.
Because they bring resources and also their experience, and that might help you more. But to summarize, actually, I think what we can help you is definitely to help you have a better chance to extend your opportunity to meet the investors. And also we will help you, we will mentor you, we will give you more experience to let you know how to run the business smoothly, so that you probably more prepared to talk to the potential business partners and investors. And also angel customer or seed customers are usually something we can work on to facilitate your beginning at the very beginning of your startups.
Right,
so
right.
yeah, that's my answer to the question.
I feel a very MBA answer, Daniel. Thank you.
I am CEIBS MBA.
I guess on that note, maybe let's take a look at another video of one of our recent graduates, 2020 actually. So Matthew has a very interesting business in solar energy. I think my colleague can play the video.
My name is Matthew. I'm French Chinese. I belong to 2020 batch, so I'm just a fresh graduate student. Right now, I'm working full-time on my own startup. During my time at CEIBS, I created a tech company called Winco Solar. Today, there are 600 million people in Africa who don't have access to electricity. And Winco Solar can provide them affordable energy and data. During my MBA, eLab support me by providing a lot of help. First, they bring me mentor. This mentor was very helpful because they advised me to register my company as early as possible, so I can work it on from first term. Second things, I incubate my startup Winco Solar in eLab, and they give me visibility. So when I talk to people, oh, my company are in CEIBS at eLabs, and they say, oh, really? So come, we can talk about business. So they give me credibility and visibility. And also, eLab helped me a lot by pushing me to join some pitch competition. I won several first prize in this competition. And last but not least, they helped me to join a TV show called Winning the Future, which is the Chinese version of Shark Tank. We went there, we present Winco Solar, we present our product, our vision, and finally we raised 2 million RMB. The reason I joined CEIBS for my MBA is, of course, for the ranking. It's a top business school in China, #1 in Asia, and top 5 of the world. So this ranking provides a lot of amazing people, smart people of the world, and I can learn a lot from them. And also beside that, I'm passionate by emerging markets, especially China and Africa. Today in Africa, the manufacturing part only represents 1.5% of the GDP. So this share is so small for Africa. And I believe this trend will increase. They will have a lot of manufacturing happen in Africa. And by coming in China, I can learn from the best manufacturer of the world.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That was Matthew, and also got some shots of our eLab. Green is definitely the right color in the eLab. Okay, so the next question I want to ask is, there'll be people in this audience who are internationals. Some are maybe living in China.
Right.
Some, it might be their first time coming.
Exactly.
If somebody's taking on the big challenge of coming to China, but then also wants to start up their own business, it's two big hurdles to get over, right? Yeah. So just from your, experience, do you have any stories or any thoughts on what people can do if maybe they don't speak fluent Chinese, but they have entrepreneurial ambitions and they want to leverage the eLab at CEIBS?
Okay. I will answer this from a very broad point of view because I still think it's related. Because we're talking about entrepreneurs, right? We're talking about people who do their own companies. But to be honest, an MBA student, an MBA alumni of CEIBS can do this at any time of their career. So it could be when you are having your MBA class here, or even before your MBA journey, or after, or a few years after this. So why did I mention this is because for, like you mentioned, for international students here, what I have seen is that many of my friends actually, they start their own business after like 2 or 3 years of graduation. Because of what? Because of they have been more accustomed to Chinese culture, and the language is an issue, but I think you have a lot of ways to overcome this. So these people, they can either focus on their own area of expertise, like you just saw Matthew's video. Matthew is a French Chinese, and Matthew's expertise is in trading, and he has very good, very rich resources in international trading. So he has taken a lot of advantages on this very special expertise, and this has helped a lot to him on his own entrepreneurship. So my first advice will be that you take the advantage of your expertise area, and you don't think big at the very beginning. If you have never done startup before, you can start from, you have to start from zero, right?
Yes.
It's very practical. And on the way, you have opportunities to see different potentials, and you can try to make more efforts on that area. So that is one area. Take good advantage of your own expertise. The second part will be, Chinese companies are going to abroad, to overseas. I mean, the virus unfortunately has make it slowly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for everybody, actually, but it will leave us, of course. We hope sooner, but sooner or later it will definitely leave us, right? So Chinese companies are going to different international markets, and also vice versa, international companies are still coming to Chinese market. So here, trust me, your background and your advantage of a language can help you to do either your own startup, which is entrepreneurial, or you can also try to do entrepreneurship, which is you still go to be hired by established companies, but you try to find a job position in the area of internal incubation, or in the area of international tryouts. So in that way, it did increase your chance not only finding the good entrepreneurial opportunities, but also increase your rate of success when you're doing it.
Okay.
So to summarize, the first is please still focus on your area of expertise, and hopefully that is also your something you're passionate about. And the second area is you check what is available in the market, and try to make the same, try to discover the potentials in this area.
Okay.
Okay, from marketplace point of view. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, Daniel. Maybe I'll just have, we have time for maybe one or two more questions, then we'll move on to the Q&A. I'm quite interested to know that you mentioned in your previous answer the importance of kind of moving beyond the CEIBS bubble, right? You need to get out there to get amongst the ecosystem. I guess if we could just bring it to campus, as you say, we're a school that's very rich with resources. What other resources does CEIBS have internally that the eLab, I guess, collaborates with?
Okay. I didn't really get my my structured picture. I didn't get eLab brochure here. So because it's there are a lot of areas that we are working on, and we will try our best to get you exposed to. But to summarize about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship, we are talking about I would say 4 areas. The first area is academia, which is methodology and all the academic things. This is one area related to knowledge. And the second part will be when you are doing the things that it's a new try, you want some people that are experienced to help you. So this part is the mentoring, right? So the third part will be, you know, when you are in any kind of business or any kind of thing right now, you cannot do it alone, right? You need networks. You need people to do it with you, teamwork and so on. So the third area of partners we're working on are the networking, or the partners who can help you to do your business or to increase your team. The last part will be facilitation. So for these 4 parts, I can give you some examples about the resources we are, the partners we are working with. So for example, the first part we mentioned methodology academia. This part, I would put the least emphasis on because we are CEIBS, right?
There's
we
no
have,
professors here.
Yeah. So we have a very big and very professional pool of all these professionals. They are professors, they are teachers, they are lecturers, right? So this part, we are working not only with CEIBS actually. When we are, for example, we need like a scientific or engineering part of support, we can also get them from our partners. So that is the methodology part, academia. The second part is about mentoring. Mentoring here, we will take very, very good advantage of CEIBS alumni. For example, I was mentored by my mentor of CEIBS, and my mentor, his name is Albert Yan. Albert Yan is one of the founding team member of Sena.com.
Okay. Great.
So he's very, very experienced in TMT area, and he also has a lot of connections. So he has mentored me since 2015 when I was first in CEIBS. So he has seen me doing all these trying, entrepreneurial. I get a lot of experience from him, and he did mentor me. So that's the second part. And the third part we mentioned is networking. Networking, we have different community partners. For example, we have Slush, we just mentioned. We do have a lot, but I try to mention the ones related to entrepreneur more specifically. So Slush is our partner in Beijing area. They are international brand. So with them, we gave our entrepreneurs a very good platform to pitch to the investors and to show to the world what they're doing and what they are good at. And that is this part. And the facilitation, we have different sorts of partners, like financial institutions, like we have a lot of strategic partners, like MyTech, like Chinke, okay, 02 IPO. These are the investor. Also, we have like people doing HR service, etc., to help your startups. Yeah. So these 4 areas.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe in the interest of time, I know that there was one message, Daniel, that you wanted to share with the incoming students who, you know, if they're listening, if you're out there listening today, and you'd like to get in touch and learn more. You're happy if I share your WeChat with our admitted students group?
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that.
I feel I put you on the spot there, but you have to say yes now.
No problem. To me, I think, I mean, if I can answer this question, it's a yes or no question, I know, but my experience is that I did see different sort of entrepreneurs doing their entrepreneurs. A lot of them gain a lot of money, they make so-called success, etc. We see different people. Entrepreneurs, they are really into power. We see entrepreneurs into money. We see entrepreneurs into some value they want to create. Usually the third type, they make sustainable success. Yeah, so that's why I say yes to the question, because I hope that you will all be very proactive. You are really passionate about what you do. You reach out for opportunities, because that's what we just mentioned. You need to be lucky to be successful in the entrepreneurial road. So the proactiveness did increase your chance of success. So please, I have no way to against it. You have told me there, right?
And this is recorded. That's wonderful. Thank you, Dan. I think it's also a really nice note to end the chat between us. Now we're going to throw it open to the floor. So if anybody has any questions, I think one came in quite early. So I think we have somebody in the audience who is a scientist, who is interested in becoming an entrepreneur. Any experience from eLab, or how would we work with somebody like that?
Yeah, I would say that, I mean, this is a scientist, right? And we have seen the trend that we have more and more people coming to join CEIBS doing their MBA programs. They came from very scientific or very engineering or very technical background. Like in this batch, we have in eLab a project from a Japanese alumnus, Yohi. So Yohi used to work in NTT Docomo and still working in a NTT Docomo ecosystem startup. So he used to be a programmer. Now he's in charge of technical team. So we see so many people in this area, and we also have in our batch right now this batch Yanni. Yanni is a postdoc of medical, I think. So pretty, I would say pretty heavy tech. And myself, I also majored in telecommunication. So I also came from a technical background. So how do we help you? I think usually technical project or project with a very technical focus or with a very scientific team, sometimes you can, I mean, your chance of getting incentives from the government is higher than comparing to, for example, consumer brands, right? So we just have a case of MBA 2020, Yanfeng. Yanfeng was also is also a scientist. So Yanfeng was discussing with me. The first topic is how and where do I land my startup. So we have gave him a lot of recommendations about different policies in different areas, like what's the policy in GBA, Great Guangdong Bay area, and also what could be the potential incentives in Jiangsu, Zhejiang, and even in different districts of the same city, they give you different incentives. So this part is actually definitely what we can work on. We can help, and we will connect you to the many choices of the potential connections. Okay, this is one area, and the other area is usually I wouldn't say it's 100%, but only science or only technology wouldn't make it spread in the world, right? It's a commercial plus technology. Right. It's I would say it's always the case. So in CEIBS and in eLab, will facilitate you to find a potential team member or potential like shareholder of your startup. to better launch the idea you want to work on. So these are two things specifically to, as this friend mentioned about scientists. And for other things, it's pretty much the same. What we can help on other entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs, we can also try to support to the scientists. If that answers the question.
Thank you, Daniel. And I guess on that note, we had another question about the type of companies that you started. So I think you went through it very quickly at the start, but maybe if you could explain a little bit more detail, that would be great.
Myself, I'm mostly into consumer brands and also intellectual property. And my first startup is a PR company. It's focusing on three things. The first is events. The second thing is catering. The third thing is enterprise presence. This is my first company. My first company is still in operation. It's just me exited the company. And my second company is a dessert brand. We have about 20 shops across China. This is the second brand. And the third brand is social e-commerce. It's called Joy Shop. It's a social e-commerce. We sell home stuff like furnitures, electronic stuff, and also like all the textiles, all these. So all these companies, all these three brands are still in operations. It's just I exited them. So these three companies.
Another question that came in is about the social entrepreneurship scene in China. I think a foreign friend's asking about that. If you could share a few thoughts.
Social entrepreneurship to me is still entrepreneurship. So which means that although you're doing social impact thing, you still have to make sure this is a business. But different business focus on different things. Pure commercial business focus on profit, right? And NGO or B Corp or social sort of entrepreneurship, they focus more on bringing good impact, positive changes to the world, right? So that's the thing. But you still have to remember, for example, non-profit business is non-for-profit business. You still have to make this sustainable. Otherwise, gradually you might lose the power that you change. So you lose the power to impact. So my suggestion will be that you still have to focus on what is the social entrepreneurship you are focusing on. You have to pay attention to the ecosystem of that social entrepreneurship. For example, we also have several alumni working on social entrepreneurship. For example, we have our MBA 2016, Minko, who is Korean. Minko is working on a company called B Corp, and it's also a partner of eLab. And they try to bring a lot of changes to the community, the things they want to put value on. But you have to know that Minko is also very commercial and professional before she started this. So which means that in the ecosystem, this corp is still connected to upstream and downstream. So makes this very sustainable. So my suggestion will be that when you are doing social entrepreneurship, a lot of people will be very willing to help you because you are bringing social impact. But on the other hand, you still have to make sure that you are running an ecosystem. You are not just sole island, just want to make impacts, but you have no supporters.
I see.
So that would be the one question. That would be the one recommendation I gave.
Okay. There's a question that's come in from Celso, who asks, he's an inbound student that will be coming in this year. What stage should ideally the startup projects be in before entering the eLab?
Like I said, we were talking business. CEIBS is a very important part of the business world, of course, but it's still only part of the business world. When you're talking about your own startup, you have to remember, eLab is only, we want to be with you all the time, but it might only be a stop of your startup. So which means that you can join CEIBS eLab or our ecosystem at any time.
Okay.
As long as you know what you want. I mean, we can help you even if you don't know what to do or what you want, because that's part of our service that we want you to be clear, right? But we can only help you facilitate your business only after you know what you are doing, right? So my answer to that question will be you can connect to us at any time for your startup, and we can try to know your needs, and maybe we can work on that from that point.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my answer to that.
Okay. I guess in terms of the kind of the curriculum starting dates, I mean, typically you're with students from kind of the, you know, the opening ceremony or, you know, from October, right? Yeah,
right. So the timeline in general will be you start I think this year from October, right? Beginning of October. And at the beginning of October, we'll give you an in-person session of eLab. But that's only the second stop of CEIBS eLab. The first stop will be, I think, maybe a month before the curriculum starts. We will already have some student activity from admission office or from a program. So at that time, eLab will be part of it. So you can already be engaged with eLab at that time. But your official info session will be at the very beginning, I think the first week when you join CEIBS of the curriculum. And we have a calendar which we helps you in different period of the journey you will be here. So, but the starting point will be when you first start your curriculum. We do our info session, tell you everything, and each month you have the eLab monthly event, and also I think our course will probably start in December. Okay. We don't have a firm date because of the virus this year. It's quite special, but generally it's like this. Yeah.
Okay. A couple more questions, I think. This one I think is quite interesting. What are the qualities you value most when you are kind of picking when you're picking your startup partners? Is it integrity? Is it resources? Is it how clever they are? So that question to start with. So I guess if you're looking for a partner for your startup, you know, what are the kind of the key things that you're valuing most?
I think, I mean, the question is really a good question, but the answer is really, I mean, it's really different to different people. But in general, because it's different to different people, I only share my experience. Sure. My experience that you try to find a partner that is completing you somehow, or a few partners that makes it a team. You don't just, if your expertise is, programming, for example, you don't find another 10 programmers to be your partners. I mean, that's still necessary, but you can run a team. The partner is someone who can share the whole vision with you. For example, I was listening to the Stanford. They have with YC, they have an open course about entrepreneurship, and I have one of my favorite companies is Airbnb, and Brent Chesky, who is the CEO of Airbnb, shared that at the very beginning of the technical part of Airbnb, this guy was only try to buy food for them. So you know what I mean? It's like your partner completes you in a way. It sounds a little bit funny, but you need to eat, right? If other people are programming, who brings you food, right? I'm just kidding, but I'm trying to tell you that you find different people, different partners that makes it a team, because a team makes things happen. Okay, that would be my answer. So. Okay.
Yeah, okay. There's a couple of questions coming from admitted students, and Daniel, as you know, because of the travel ban at the moment, we're in active discussions with our campus in Zurich that we will have a cohort that will start there. So there's some people that are asking about, you know, how they can be involved. Obviously, in Zurich, they're quite far away from Shanghai for that term one. It's early days. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. I think there's still ongoing discussions, right, about how they can join some of these activities remotely.
Right, sure. We have actually discussed for many times about this, because no matter where you are part of CEIBS, right? I mean, we want you to have very same opportunities to access everything. So for example, for international students, unfortunately this year, maybe they cannot come to China for the course. We mentioned in eLab, we have 3 main areas of service, okay? The first one is open course, okay? So for the courses, actually we can do, I mean, take the advantage of the technology. We can do online courses like we are doing online sharing now. And we also will have like professors and the faculty in our international campus, right? Our international campus. And this is the first part. The course, I don't worry about it. And for the events, we'll try to do the same. We will have open events. If it's in China, we try to share with you internationally with the technology. If it's, I mean, if it's a tailor-made event, we will try to make sure that we have similar things, very similar things on our Zurich campus, okay? And the third part is in-depth service. For example, we mentioned that you might want to initiate your company, you register, whatever. Here, we support you to connect to the local government. And because we have a very rich pool of alumni, and also the school is trying to make this very even across campus, if you still, I just take this as an example, if you want to get some support in Zurich for company register or for incentives, etc., we have already alumni offering help on that. For example, Felipe Castro, who just did a very good sharing with European Union Chamber of Commerce, he can give you support. That's just an example. So we will try to give you same kind of service and that same kind of intensity to all of you across different countries.
Yeah, fantastic. I think maybe I have time for one more question that I thought was quite interesting that came in. So Lou asks, I think he or she has 2 to 3 years work experience. She's asking if that's sufficient to kind of, do the MBA and take advantage of the eLab. I guess, do you feel there's kind of an ideal age, or, in terms of experience, or if you're good enough, you're old enough?
I would say as long as you have reached the bottom line requirement of CEIBS MBA admission, it's always the right time to come, right? And it's always the time to enjoy, or to say, to get all the services that we here in eLab can provide. I tell you why, because still, the first thing is for different people, you have different background, you have different needs of either career path or your entrepreneurial journey. So it doesn't matter it's 2 years or 3 years. My thought on this will be, first, you must have the passion on what you do. You have to be passionate about this. So you have to ask yourself, if you have a solid passion on what you're doing, either it's MBA studies or something you want to put into practice. This is the first thing. If you are ready on this point, it will be always the good timing to join.
Sure.
I mean, Chu Shijian from Chucheng started his company, I think, after 80. So it's never too late. If it's never too late, I'll tell you it's never too early. So I don't really think that's a problem. Okay. And I also have to share from alumni point of view is that please be proactive, because the more proactive you are, the more support you get, and that will increase your success rate no matter what you're doing. Finding a job, looking for a change, looking for knowledge, or doing your entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship. Yeah. I think it's always the right timing to shortly answer the question.
Great. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all. Sadly, we have time for, Daniel, but I really appreciate your time. Are there any closing comments you'd like to share with everybody?
So to also like a bit summarize, first, I still emphasize that please be proactive on everything. The more proactive you are, the more support you get. Okay, this is the first thing. The second thing is here in eLab, I have to tell you that I told you there were a lot of services related to eLab, but bottom down, I still, in my heart, I still want to make eLab like it's also internal incubation within our program. And my experience is that I get more people involved in this creation, the more successful this creation will be. So my second point will be I'm at the same time while you're looking for things in CEIBS MBA, in CEIBS eLab, I'm also looking forward to seeing you to be part of our operations and our, I would say, very interesting and to me, very exciting journey of our career and our entrepreneurship. So welcome.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you for everybody that joined this evening. We will continue this series of webinars in conversation with, started with Professor Wang and next with you, Daniel. So thank you very much for joining us. And I wish everybody a pleasant evening and take care. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.